bruised, cut up, broken bones, jail sentences, rehabs, mental institutions, all that stuff. So these days, I go to sleep early. I wake up early. Good morning, my friend. Sunday, March 13th, coming at you live from Los Angeles, California. This is Malin DTV. My name is Malin Darris. My website is malindarris.com. And today we're talking about meditation and a few things that are on my mind. Like I said, it's 9 a.m. I've been up since about 5:30 a.m. this morning. And I wake up really early. I go to bed really early. It's part of, it just works better for me. I used to stay out. If you know anything about me, you know I used to stay out really late. I used to drink a lot, do a lot of drugs, whatever was around. Stay out till 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, crash, sleep till noon, feel terrible till 1 or 2, and then start drinking again and do it all again. That lifestyle didn't work out too well for me. Left me pretty beat up and abused. Bruised, cut up, broken bones, jail sentences, rehabs, mental institutions, all that stuff. So these days, I go to sleep early. I wake up early. My mom told me when I was a kid, she said, nothing good happens after midnight. She was trying to convince us to not stay out all night, all the time, and cause so much trouble. And she was right. Nothing good happens after midnight, man. If you drive around, I'm in Hollywood, California. If you drive around Hollywood at midnight, 2 a.m., it looks like a zombie movie. People, just homeless people. Then you have the prostitutes. Then you have the drunk, just average people going to clubs. These poor girls that have been drinking since 10 p.m. and now it's 4 a.m. and they've got one heel on, one heel off, dirt all over their ass. They've got their makeup's running, their hair's pulled out. They've been in a fight. Guys are trying to pull them into their cars. People falling off of the sidewalks into ditches. It's just a madhouse. I had to go pick up a girl one night at about 3 a.m. And what I saw that night, because I got out of bed to go pick her up. She was stranded after getting really drunk at a club. But after I saw what was going on out there, that's when I decided, I thought, it's not for me. So Mom, wherever you are, listen to your mothers, because she was right. Nothing good happens after midnight. It's basically the cops and the criminals. That's what's happening after midnight, especially in Hollywood. I don't know where you're from. That's the beautiful thing about YouTube is you could be in Jamaica, you could be in China, you could be in Ada, Oklahoma. I don't know. You could be in my apartment building watching this. I don't know. Glad you're here. Today, this morning, what's on my mind is meditation. And meditation is a pretty intense subject for some people, and I think a lot of people can benefit from it but are confused as to how to do it, or they feel like they have to pay to learn how to meditate, or they have to pay someone to meditate. And that's the really weird thing. So today I'm going to talk about a simple way to look at meditation, how I do it, why I don't like the apps, Calm.com, Headspace. I don't like any of those. I think that Calm is, I'll get into it. I think Calm.com, their app is better than Headspace, and I'll talk about why. But I'll also give you some simple tips and point you to some videos that I use to use meditation to help me calm my mind in the morning, helps me go to sleep, take naps in the afternoon. I put on these certain videos that put me to sleep, and I'll link to them. I'll also link to a video that taught me the simplicity of meditation and how simple it is. And it really helped me break through the fear that I was doing it wrong, or the feeling that I needed to be chanting and floating and levitating and having these grand visions. Like, it just taught me what meditation is and what meditation is not. So let's get into it, starting right now. So first, my brain is crazy. Let me just tell you, I have one of these brains that never turns off. That's a good thing and a bad thing. It's good because I can get a lot done. I have a lot of ideas. I can do a lot of work. I write music. I do creative things online. I can design. I can learn things. It's beneficial in some ways. But it's also hurtful in other ways because it never stops. And that's one of the reasons I used to drink and do a lot of drugs, is because the voices in my head just would not stop. And I don't mean voices in my head like kill your family or anything like that. I just mean the voice is my voice, and it talks to me constantly in my head and just talks shit basically to me all day long and all night. When I lay down at night, it says, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? What about that thing that happened in middle school? What are you going to be doing in 10 years? What's the future going to be? You shouldn't have bought this. You should have bought that. You shouldn't have done this with your car. It just kind of berates me. And it's hard to deal with because it's myself. I look in the mirror, there he is. I close my eyes, the voice is in my head. But one of the ways that I've learned to escape that problem without using drugs and alcohol, because I stopped drinking 8 or 9 years ago, maybe 9 years ago now. And the good thing about drinking was it did turn my head off. It turned the voice off because when I drank, I was a blackout drinker. So when I drank alcohol, my head would stop talking to me. But my brain would actually also shut down and stop functioning correctly. And I didn't pass out or go to sleep. I would stay awake for another 8 hours on autopilot, blacked out drunk, out of my mind, not knowing what I'm doing, and cause absolute chaos. But while I was causing that blackout chaos, I was personally at peace because my head was turned off. So after 20 years of using that method to clear my mind, I ended up with a police record, a lot of broken bones, 3-4 rehabs, a couple mental institutions here and there, just a lot of trouble. So I had to find alternatives, and meditation is one of the ways that I've done it. And I started off in rehab. I think someone taught me to meditate. It didn't stick. I didn't get it. I didn't understand it. I think I might have been too young. But these days I meditate, not all the time. Sometimes I go for months without meditating. And then sometimes I meditate 2-3 times a day or all day long. I just have a meditative day. But here are a few of the things that I've tried, and I'll just tell you what's worked for me and what hasn't, what I think, and what I think may work for you and may not. But let's start off talking about the apps, because that's normally where everyone starts this conversation is, hey, get the Calm.com app, learn to meditate, right? And that makes sense. And actually, Calm.com is a pretty good app. It's one of the most popular. There are two that are the most popular. One is Calm.com. It's free with paid options. And then you have one called Headspace. And the last time I used Headspace, it was a free trial kind of thing. You could only use a very limited set of guided meditations. Then you had to pay $9, $10 a month to unlock the rest of the meditations. And this is where the problem comes in for me with using apps for meditation. And that is that you do not need an app to meditate. And you should never have to pay to meditate. The concept of paying someone money so you can meditate is ludicrous. It's absolutely crazy, but it's big business. These guys are making tons of money. But the thing is, you don't have to pay for it. We were talking last night. I went out with a friend. I went over to his house, my friend Matt and his girlfriend Jerica. We sat around a table and we were talking, and somehow transcendental meditation came up, and we talked about how one of his friends paid $3,000 to learn to meditate from a transcendental meditation school here in Los Angeles. And for $3,000, they teach you how to meditate. They give you a super secret special name you're never supposed to say out loud, or a word or something. Charge you $3,000 and teach you to breathe or meditate. And in my head, I was thinking, man, it's big. That is big business. A lot of people go to those courses and learn to do transcendental meditation, and it helps them. I'm not saying that it doesn't help them. It does. But you don't have to pay thousands of dollars or $10 a month to meditate. And that's kind of the key of what I'm going to talk about today. So let's get back to Calm. Calm.com is good. It's the first meditation app that I ever used. And it was actually before they had the app. You just go in your browser to Calm.com was their website. And you could do like a 5-minute, 10-minute guided meditation. 2 minutes, even 1 minute is helpful. And I do recommend Calm.com if you're looking for a way to get started. It's kind of like meditation for dummies. But it does help, especially if you work on the computer or if you have an overactive mind. You can go to Calm.com, hit a 2-minute meditation, and just sit there for 2 minutes. And you normally will feel better when you get done. That's great. It's just the very basics. They walk you through, releasing tension in your shoulders, in your head, in your back, in your arms, in your legs, and kind of set you up for a nice little period of relaxation. But then they want you to pay to unlock other areas of their app that they have out now. And I don't know what it is, $9, $10 a month. So we're looking at over $100 a year for you to meditate with the Calm app, which is fine if you have extra money to blow. But if you just want to learn to meditate, you do not need to pay, ever. You can use the free versions. They're very helpful. And then if they stop working, I would just ditch the app. If you don't pay to upgrade, don't do any of that. But Calm does have some good free features. If you need a simple kind of meditation for dummies place to start, that's pretty good. Calm.com. Look in the App Store if you're an app person. The other big one is Headspace, which I hate. I don't like Headspace at all. I used it. I didn't like it. May have just been a personal thing, but I didn't like the voices that they used. I didn't like the way that it worked. It just seemed too gentrified and white. Like it was just this. That's the problem. Like when an app, these apps are probably worth hundreds of millions, if not billions right now in valuations. And they have these investors, and when you have an app that is that popular, you have to make it kind of fit for everyone. And so what you get is a very generalized kind of weird, flat, white, stupid, like thin. It's like a weird, thin version of meditation. Believe me, the Buddha would not have used Headspace or Calm.com's iPhone app to meditate. So I don't recommend Headspace at all. They give you a very limited set of free meditations. Like you get a 5-minute meditation and then they want you to pay, or you can't use the app anymore. It's really dumb. Because you don't have to pay to meditate. That's kind of the theme for this whole video. Remember, you don't have to pay to meditate. It's very simple. You don't need an app. You don't need to guide it. You don't need any of that. But if you do want guided meditations, here's what I do and what I recommend is I use YouTube. Like I was talking about previously, I use YouTube for everything. That's why I'm doing videos on YouTube like this, is because I want to help people the same way that I've been helped from YouTube. But I go to YouTube and I'll type in if I want to do 5 minutes meditation, I'll type in 5-minute guided meditation. Boom. You get 10,000 results of amazing guided meditations that are 5 minutes long, that are perfect for your situation. If you have 10 minutes to spare, do 10-minute guided meditation. If you only have a minute, do 1-minute guided meditations, whatever. You can totally find them for free on YouTube. They have millions of views. Look for the ones that have millions of views. Read a few comments. Make sure that people don't say stuff like, this didn't work, the audio was terrible, your voice started repeating and skipping in the middle, because you don't want to use those. Just do a light check of the comments and then close your eyes, sit back, hit the play button, and go. And I'll link to 2 of the videos that I've been using recently for sleep. I'll put them on the screen. They'll be on the screen right now somewhere. And I use these in the daytime, in the mornings, for like a morning just to kind of clear my head. And then in the afternoon, sometimes I'll use them just as a small reset, even 2 minutes, 5 minutes, just to reset my brain. And then at night, I'll listen to these sometimes to put me to sleep. Because if you type in guided meditation for sleep, some of these are like an hour and a half long, and they will put you down. Especially if you type in sleep hypnosis, which sounds a little weird, but there are a few sleep hypnosis videos that I used for 2 years. And this woman's voice, I never made it past 2 minutes in the video. I actually had to review the video one day while I was awake because she was so good at putting me down that I never made it past 2 minutes. So I had to figure out what she was doing. And what was happening, what I discovered kind of opened my mind about how easy and simple meditation is. I don't remember the name of this video that she was on. I can't find it. I actually looked for it before I turned this on. I couldn't find it. But it doesn't matter because there's a million of them. But what was happening was, like I said, I had to try to figure out what was going on because I was passing out. I didn't know if she was hypnotizing me, telling me to send her my credit card information. I didn't know what was happening. I just know I turned this thing on, she would talk, and I would go out. And what I noticed was And this is a common theme through all of the meditation apps, all of the guided meditations, and all of the meditation classes that you will ever go to. In the beginning, she was saying, we were doing like 10 deep breaths. And normally, sometime very soon after those 10 deep breaths, I would go out. Like I said, it was around the 2-minute mark or so. And I could identify it because I remembered getting to the deep breaths. Sometimes I would remember the next part where she started talking. But most of the time, during those deep breaths, I would go out. And for me, that was the key. It was just the deep breathing. It was that simple. So instead of doing all these guided meditations and using apps, I thought, well, let me just try these 10 deep breaths and see what happens. And sure enough, I'd take those deep breaths. Sometimes it would take me 10 breaths, sometimes 50, sometimes 150. But those deep breaths would put me out. And for me, that was the key to getting sleep. It wasn't even so much a meditation. It was just the deep breaths, and then my body would just go to sleep. It's the weirdest thing. But it doesn't work for the daytime as well. Like this was a way to that it put me to sleep. But what was I going to say? I just went blank. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, meditation. Yeah, so the 10 deep breaths is what was really putting me down, and that's what helped me a lot. And that is the simplest way for me to describe to you what meditation is. It is not achieving some higher level of consciousness every day or sitting cross-legged. And I've actually had friends of mine tell me that they were expecting to levitate when they meditated, and it didn't happen. And so they were wondering if they were doing it wrong, or they didn't meet God or some Egyptian king during their meditation. They didn't think it worked. And you're not supposed to levitate. You're not supposed to meet an Egyptian god in a dream and get a vision. You're just supposed to sit down and breathe and know that you're breathing. You don't need an app to do that. You don't need a guided meditation instructor. You don't need to pay $3,000. You need to breathe and know that you're breathing. And this is a phrase that I got from a guy named Noah Levine. And he is an ex-punk rock musician who got into Buddhism and meditation and is now a really well-known meditation Buddhist instructor, guru type of guy here in LA. He has a group called Dharma Punks. So if you want to look him up online, his name is Noah Levine, Levine, and his group is called Dharma Punks. I think it's Punx. But he has a meditation class that he teaches here in LA. I've gone to it several times. I don't go anymore. But I found his video online, and he broke it down. I'll actually link to this video. I'll put it on the screen now. It'll be somewhere. But in about a minute, he explained meditation in a way that made it work for me. And all he said was, forget all the BS. Don't worry about anything else. Just take a breathe in through your nose and know that you're breathing in, and breathe out through your mouth and know you're breathing out. So if you want to try it, we can try it real quick. Here's how it works. Close your eyes. Now, breathe in through your nose and know that pay attention to the fact that you're breathing in through your nose. Here we go. And breathe out. And know you're breathing out. And breathe in and know you're breathing in. And breathe out. Breathe in and know you're breathing in. Breathe out. And know you're breathing out. And it's that simple, man. If you're anything like me, my calmness just went from level 1 to level 7 on 3 deep breaths. And I was just noticing that I was breathing. That's it, man. That's meditation. That's what it is. You don't need to pay $3,000. You don't need to pay $10 a month. You don't need a guide. You just need to breathe in and know you're breathing in. Breathe out, know you're breathing out. If you can pull that off For even 3 breaths, like I just did, I got a little bit stoned off of that meditation, I'll tell you the truth. And I wasn't even focused. I was talking and guiding you. But if you wanted, but it put me down. Like I went from here to here in 3 breaths. And sometimes I get the benefit, even if I only get 1 breath, guys, 1 breath. That's all it takes. If you can sit there and get 10 of those, you're going to feel like you just smoked the best military government grade grown medical marijuana with fungus and hairs and eyeballs in it and dust coming off of it and THC dripping from it. You're going to feel like you just took a hit off of the strongest joint ever known to mankind. It's true. If you can sit there, close your eyes, breathe in, breathe out 10 times, and try to only pay attention to your breath. Because your mind's going to be going, hey, what are you doing? Hey, you didn't go to work. Hey, what kind of car should you drive? Hey, are you ever going to do this? Hey, what happened to that girl? Hey, is my wife cheating on me? Hey, should I be losing weight? Oh, it's going to go nuts. And sometimes I can only get 1 breath in, and then my brain goes, hey, you stupid idiot. You're fat. You're ugly. You're annoying. No one likes you. It just hits me. And then I have to kind of just go, okay, I'm off. No big deal. Keep breathing, and then come back to it. Try to bring it back. And that's really all you need to do. Breathe in, know you're breathing in. Breathe out, know you're breathing out. If you can pull that off, you're done. You don't need to pay, and you don't need a phone app. And let's think about this real quick. Listen to me. How ironic, in a bad way, how ironic is it that in these technological times that we live in, that people have to use a computer to meditate? Because your phone is a computer, don't get it wrong. Your phone's a computer, a machine, a robot. We have to use a machine to meditate. And meditation is one of the most natural things a human being can do. But in this time, in this day and age, we think we need an app on our computer, on this machine that we carry around in our pocket, to meditate for us. I don't know if it's lazy, or if it's just convenience, or if it's just a great business and these guys are making money, making people believe that they need to pay for instructions on how to meditate. You don't need instructions. Well, you do need instructions. You need to learn. But you don't need to pay. You don't need to pay. All you need to do is breathe in, know you're breathing in, breathe out, and know you're breathing out. Those are my thoughts on meditation. We're at 22 minutes. So what I recommend you do is, after this video is over, sit down somewhere, no iPhone app, don't use a guide, just take 10 deep breaths, and each time you breathe in and breathe out, know you're breathing in and know you're breathing out. Try that. And if you want to experiment with some guided apps, try Calm, don't pay. You can try Headspace, don't pay. A few others, I have a website pulled up with some others that I've never tried, but a few other names are, one's called Relax Melodies, another one's called Buddhify. Oh, it's paid, it's $5. Omvana, Omvana, looks like another one. And then there's another one called Take a Break. Now I'm guessing all of these are going to have a free option, and then they're all going to ask you for $9.99 a month. But remember, just like everything else, you do not need a prescription or a subscription to their service in order to meditate. If the Buddha were alive today, he would laugh. He would say, how strange is this, that these people are using machines hooked to their ears to meditate and paying some corporation, $5 here, $9.99 a month in order to get access to these guided meditations. It's crazy. It's ludicrous. He would laugh, and then he would punch someone in the face, and then he would sit under a tree and breathe and meditate for a couple months. But that's it. Those are my thoughts. I hope this has been helpful. I hope, if your brain is crazy like mine, if your brain talks to you on a regular basis and talks smack, because that's the thing, when our minds talk to us, it doesn't usually compliment us. It usually does the opposite. Mine does anyway. I wish I had a brain that complimented me. I woke up and my brain would say, God, you're great. Life is so beautiful. Hey, you're in great shape. You have beautiful eyes or whatever. My brain, I wake up and it goes, good morning, moron. Oh, you're going to try this again? Why don't you just skip the day, jump out the window, and let's just end it all here. That's what I'm dealing with. So if you're anything like me and you're out of your mind, you're mad, M-A-D, then I hope this works for you. Anyway, I'll have links to the guided meditation videos. I'll even have links to the apps if you want. They're not affiliate links. They're just links. But like I said, my advice is to skip all that. Sit down in a chair on a couch. And that's another thing. It doesn't matter if you stand or sit. I can't cross my legs. I was run over by a car once. I'll tell you that story another time. But I was run over. My left leg was broken in 3 pieces, bone sticking out, brutal. And it's painful for me to sit in a lotus style, with your legs crossed. I can't do that. You don't have to do that. You don't have to sit in a magical position. You don't have to do anything. You can be standing, washing the dishes, and take a deep breath in and realize you're breathing in, and then breathe out while you're doing the dishes. And you can meditate while doing the dishes. There are no rules. There are no laws. There are only limitations that we put on ourselves. That's all. Sunday, March 13th in the year 2016. It is now 9:32 a.m. and I have rambled on long enough. I love you. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. If you want to learn more about me, you can go to maylandaris.com. There are links in the description. And do me a favor, if you get to the end of this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to help me know that you were here. Give me a little incentive to keep making more videos. And that's it, man. Have a great day, and I will see you in the future.